It's that time of the month again when Microsoft Corporation breaks something and people now have to fix it. Actually, it was broken a long time ago. When you look up CapabilityAccessManager.db-wal, not Walmart, just WAL, you find complaints from 2 years ago about it causing the processor, the CPU, to slow down. Now it's slowing down your hard drive because it's making a giant file. 2 months ago and 1 month ago, we look up the file freeing up storage, 50 gigabytes to 500 gigabytes of storage that it was never meant to have. It's never supposed to be that big. It's supposed to be a couple of megabytes. But either A, a set of programs are accidentally causing a problem, or B, the program itself, made by Microsoft Corporation, because they changed something, is now creating a bloated mess. Which one is more infamous for happening? Could be either, quite frankly. So we're going to look up how to get rid of it, and how to do it the way you probably need to do. I am not an expert on the subject, I'm going to say in this video, for legal reasons. Okay, so CapabilityAccessManager.db-wal means write-ahead logging for WAL, and it's a database, hence the DB, and it's using SQLite according to most of the pages I could find explaining it. The ideal here is we stop the service, then we kill the file, and then we restart the service manually so that the starting of the service will cause it to rebuild it and it won't be bloated anymore. Now, I'm going to explain this to you in the normal user way of doing it, and then I'll explain it the way I would do it. You hit the Windows key and hit R and go services.msc and press enter. You scroll down to Capability Access Manager Service and or CAMSvc. It should say both. You can also, I'll show you in a minute, hit the letter C to go down the list a little faster. You want to right click on it and select stop. Not disable, just stop. Now at the same time you can also optionally have a window open to look at your hard drive. And you want to go to C, ProgramData, Microsoft, Windows, and then Capability Access Manager directory, and then only at that moment when you stop the process fully, you can erase this db-wal file. Then back in services MSC, Microsoft console is what it's called, but it's a screen. You right click and select start on Capability Access Manager Service, aka camsvc. Now that will work just fine. The thing is, this requires that you be able to do this by having your mouse and everything going on. The problem is that Capability Access Manager Service can be used, according to some reports, by most of the functions on your operating system. So it'd be nice if this was doing this as fast as possible, in such a way that it can't fail or lock you out of getting in the computer. There's no reports of that, but here we go. The administrator command prompt, otherwise known as dropping to DOS. You tell the computer you're in a dominant position. If they're not aware of it, it's not really DOS. It's the command prompt, but it is the console or command prompt within Windows, and it is dominant, as long as you're in administrator mode. The only thing more overpowered than that is being in the system account, which I'm not going to explain how to do that. That is not okay, because at that point, you're getting Windows to think it's telling itself to do things. That's not a good thing to do. You will stop the service, kill the file, restart the service, and do it as fast as possible. And there needs to be a delay of sorts in this, no matter whether I like it or not, because we need to wait for that file to delete. Depending on how long it takes, I want you to do this method up here first once to get the file down to size. And then once a week, check to see how big it is by looking at the directory structure and seeing if this file has gotten gigantic. You have to be able to see these things. If they're hidden, you need to be able to learn how to make everything visible, even if it's hidden, so you can see hidden files. Bare minimum. I recommend doing that. But this routine is a batch file, or you can just cut and paste this whole thing in and run it. Don't do this unless this file is much, much smaller. Okay? You can do net space, stop space, CAMSvc. That's presuming it'll have the same name. At that point, if that works with the wait function, again, this has to work fast all by itself. You need to be able to run erase or delete or whatever, or del, and you do F and Q to force it to work, and within quotes you put in C: ProgramData, Microsoft Windows, Capability Access Manager, CapabilityAccessManager.db-wal, in quotes, and it should erase it. And then net start camsvc. I would run this maybe if I needed to, once a month maybe. The point is to find out how long it takes to load up. Do different things on your computer. See what makes it bloat up. Find out what's making it bloat, because it's obviously got some sort of conflict, and stop running it all the time. If it's, I don't know, if it's Microsoft Paint, don't run Paint. If it's Photoshop, don't run Photoshop for a while. Contact tech support for whatever product you found keeps making this happen, and explain to them that it's doing it. Or if you're going to run a program that causes the bloat up, you're going to have to go through and run this sequence of activities every once in a while to keep it from filling up your hard drive, because it's forgetting, or the system is forgetting, or Capability Access Manager is forgetting to clean up its mess. This is called running cleanup or garbage collection, and something's not doing it. Now we go to Windows 11 KB5095093.msu, Microsoft Utility or whatever. This is an offline installer, which means you can download it, burn it to a thumb drive or a CD-ROM or DVD or whatever. It would be a DVD. It includes an AI bundle that no one asked for, of course, so it's bloated up. Obviously, parts of it are what we need, and they're not putting out a specific patch, because that would be admitting that this Capability Access Manager is something they broke either 2 years ago or just in the last month. And Microsoft Corporation is not going to frickin' admit to that, because this is screwing up things all over, bank machines, who knows what else. But there's a link for it, and it'll probably contain AI. Now, if this cleans up the problem, great, but you need to be able to roll it back. And I don't know if Windows 11 will let you roll back one of their knowledge base files, and it's knowledge base 5095093. That's what KB stands for. Or, again, you might only need to run this utility every couple of days or weeks or months, or maybe never again, or maybe only need to run it right after you run a program, or maybe that company that come out with the program needs to rewrite it so it doesn't cause the problem. And everybody's pointing fingers. This is the update catalog page. There are 4 versions. The one at the top and the one at the bottom are for slightly different versions of Windows 11 64-bit version for standard PCs. The 2 in the middle are for different versions of the ARM 64 platform. That's for a lot of other things. The one at the bottom says 26200, and the one at the top is 26100. That's the difference between them. They're revision numbers. But they're all for specific versions that were all put out as a patch on the 23rd of June this year. This has been a problem for 2 years, and there's a patch last month. I will leave a link to this listing here for you to look up all of these, and I will have all of this in the description for this video. And you might want to apply this patch, or again, maybe you might only need to run this once, or just do this procedure manually once, which is what I would recommend instead of doing it automatically. Or maybe there's going to be a better patch. But for right now, you need to be aware this is a problem, and maybe just check by typing dir, this string of information, and see how big the file is. And if it's not visible or if it's hidden, you're going to have to go there manually by going to this directory structure here and looking at the file. And you're going to have to set up your computer to where it doesn't hide things from you, because it does that by default. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You'll need it. Bye.